Guys, I want to say thank you once again for joining us today. I really love to see a lot of familiar faces, some of our regular guests already here, and to hear the impact of such meetings. So somebody after such meeting understood that they need to change the company. Somebody understood that they need to change the strategy, and I really love to hear your feedback. But yeah, coming back to one of the superstars of the real estate market in Dubai, and I'm not really joking. By the way, in September, I went to the conference in Miami with Ryan Serhant, and I was trying hard. I bought the most expensive ticket there, VIP ticket, to spend some time with the top guys there.
Definitely.
And believe me, I was trying really hard to find somebody just close to such caliber as Anthony, and I failed. In Dubai, we have really good and talented agents, and today, guys, you will have a chance to ask a question and get some new experience from a very talented person. Anthony, thank you for joining us.
First of all, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here with you and on your platform again. Yeah.
Anthony, can you please tell a few words about yourself and introduce who's AJ?
Okay, so I've been in the industry in Dubai for 9 years straight. Joined Provident Estate from first company. I'm still in the company. My sales has just passed 5 billion dirhams, which happened. I manage few companies. I have founded a holiday homes company where all of you can work with us. We do have an amazing affiliate program where you guys can be making money on a monthly basis. Also, I have founded an interior design company and a company that handles the residential and the commercial cleaning in Dubai. So we kind of have like a one-stop shop for all of the services, from company formation to CFO services, VAT filing, due diligence. On a personal side, I have 2 books, Amazon bestsellers, Take Charge and Take Action, and I do have an online course that can help anyone who is joining the industry about how to make it proper.
Amazing. I think it deserves a round of applause again.
Thank you.
Anthony, so 5 billion in sales. Incredible number. And can you say that throughout your career, the number of sales was growing for you, or you had one specific year that was very special?
It started big in 2018. However, this explosion happened in 2021 and 2022. Those were my strongest years. I don't know what was the sales number in these 2 years, but the commissions has surpassed the 42 million.
Within these 2 years?
Within 2 years.
40 million. Congrats.
Thank you.
So have you done something differently in 2021 and 2022 that you managed to achieve such numbers?
Not really. What I have done differently was in 2018, where I was really indulging myself and learning how to do the off-plan properly and why to sell off-plan and why to pick it from secondary market. So it was like building on it, and it reached a stage where I'm well known in the developers that I do make bulk deals. So it helped me a lot always to come do negotiations, force them to give me a special payments plan. So when I had all of this and the market exploded post-COVID, I was there. And people knew about me on a personal side or from the social media. So it was easier to be making these sales.
So you said you are famous for making bulk deals. Can you tell us one of the story of such deals? I believe everybody in the audience wants to make bulk deals. Where did you find the client and how did you structure the deal?
You want to know one example?
Anything that you want to discuss.
Just to make it very simple. So wherever you see agents running after a new launch happening, you will be left with the crumbs. It's not like that there's room to make money. So what I used to do, I used to roam around, go to JVC, JVT, Downtown Business Bay, and go to the developers and ask them how many units you still have in your portfolio. So always the average used to be between 20 to 50 units left. So this is where I constructed the deal. So I would tell the investor, instead of you paying 10 million to get 10 units, pay the 10 million, let me get you 25 units. I'll furnish it, I'll manage it, I will pay the post-handover payment plan, and whatever is missing during the year, you can inject it.
So let's say you found this developer, you found these 20 units. How do you find the client?
The clients is always based on the referral. So as mentioned earlier on your podcast, it's like follow the cheese, follow the money. For me, I see the money in 5 entities in Dubai, which is the banks. It's the luxury cars, luxury boats. It's for all of you ladies, the shops, the Chanel, the Dolce & Gabbana, and so on. So I always make relationship with the managers. I make sure that they know that if they refer me, they're gonna be making 20% commission, and this is where it all comes. And once you sell someone that has money and they make money, they do have friends with money, so they're gonna introduce you as well. And whenever you have a referral, it's like basically 80% of the job done. You just need to get their proper requirement, and that's it, to close the deal.
Yeah, credibility is there. But just to dive a little bit deeper, so you found 20 units, you have your network of referrals. Do you tell to the manager of the luxury rental car that they have this deal?
Not really. Like all what they need is to introduce me. When I sit down with someone, I understand what they want. There's a first-time buyer in Dubai. They're hesitant. You cannot offer him 20 units. You want him to taste what's the feeling of investing, renting, and making the money. Once they get the return, then you show them opportunities. So for example, 2 years ago, I did a deal, a building and a half in Jumeirah Gulf Estate. Okay, so this building has been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And I got the developer more than what they're asking under the condition to give it to me on a long payment plan. So the deal I make it that the client pays 10%, we will get the keys, and 90% we divided on 6 years post-handover payment plan. Their asking was 30, so I told them we will buy it on 32. Just give me this payment plan. You're still gonna make money. So it was win-win for the two parties. Yesterday we got an offer on the building for 48 million.
Congrats.
We didn't close it, but that's what I'm telling you, like, in a way, the developer make money and the investor make money.
What was the original payment plan?
It was 50-50.
On completion?
Yeah, and it was like, it needed 3 months for completion. So it was almost like 100% payment.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like you structured the deal with your investors, always having it in mind that you will rent it on the short term. This is your pitch?
Yeah.
Do you work on the flip side of the units, like you buy something in order to resell?
Yeah, most of the deals are like that. So whenever there is a quantity of above 10 units, this is to be known that the client will be left with 3 units that are fully paid from flipping the others.
You have such transactions.
Yeah.
Can you give an advice? So let's say somebody goes right now to the Fashion Avenue in Dubai Mall, and they want to start building relationship with the manager of
Before going to Fashion Avenue, in order for you to build connections there, you need to buy their product. You need to go to Cartier and you need to buy all of their bracelets or whatever. And this is what will be an eye-opener for the salesperson over there by telling you, what do you do? And then you tell them, this is what I do, and if you want to make such money, all what you need to do is introduce me. First, start with bankers. Bankers are especially go target the priority managers. These guys, they are managing any portfolio from 1 million and above. Unfortunately, their salaries is 15,000 dirhams. So when you come to them to give them a referral of 30, 40, 50,000, you just cover their quarter, and this will boost them. But you have to have your brand first. So for all of you who aren't on social media is a must. People need to know you. Your social media is your CV. So back in the days, people used to read what you have done before. Anyone can do it. But when they will see what kind of deals you're doing, how you're treating people, when they see that you are doing informative videos, then they will like, okay, this someone is special. This someone stand out from the 80,000 brokers? From the 80,000 brokers in the market. They need, people will know more about you without knowing you, and then they will reach out, and this will be a great opener for you. Then when you make the money, you start making your connections again with the bankers, with the cars. Like the city is full of luxury cars, right? So it's like if someone is coming and dropping $1 million or $500,000 on a Lambo or a Ferrari, what comes with it? Usually it's a penthouse. And usually it's a character of that's the playboy coming in the city. So it's very easy to sell them because the city is flooded with this kind of properties. So when this someone is introducing you, it's like you are making money selling the property, giving him his referral, and whatever needs that this person that bought from you, you can refer as well. So it's a circle that is never ending of making money, referring, selling, flipping, and getting more units.
What do you think is a good way for a new agent to approach somebody who has this position in the bank? How would you do it?
First of all, before approaching someone, you need to ask yourself the question, why would people deal with me? What do I offer? What can I bring on the table? Do I have deals that they are off market? Or I'm just here to send them a brochure of this developer, tell them that's the payment plan, that's the mood board, 1 bedroom in this price and 2 bedroom in this price. So what I'm trying to say is get specialized, whether you are doing secondary market or you are doing primary market, make sure that you are known for something, that you have off-market deals. Once you create your own brand by doing good volume of sales, you have good social media presence, there's a lots of way to reach people without even calling them. So for example, Dennis, you've been working on your social media for some time, but recently, for the past 6 months, it kind of exploded, right?
Well, let's say
yes. Okay. So when was the last time you did the cold call?
Oh, it was ages.
You don't do it?
No.
Okay. As a replacement of cold calling, and when you have a proper social media presence, the same data that you are harassing, you can add the numbers on your phone book, and then you can go to Instagram and you put synchronized contract, and it will show you all of the people that they have this mobile registered. And instead of calling them, send them a videos where you're talking about Dubai. And when they will see it, they will link with you. They might hate you, or they might say, okay, this person is knowledgeable. I don't want to buy anything, but let me text him back, see what's up with him. And that's how it starts. That's a great opener. Most people don't use it. Most people are still using cold calling and cold texting.
Bro, it takes a lot of work to close 5 billion in sales.
Of course.
How do you structure your operations? How do you take care about the clients after the sale? Because I assume you have thousands of them, hundreds.
So the first way is like making sure to be guiding them through all of the process. I'm not a broker, I'm a friend. And when we go out to buy property, he's going out with a friend to do shopping. That's the way we see it. So there is no pressure on them purchasing now, whether they buy now, next week, next month, or they never buy, it doesn't matter. What matters is them to be getting the red carpet experience. This is how I call it, where first of all, they are secure, they're happy. Number two, when we do the purchase, there's a scheduled payment plan, which I make sure that it's always in my calendar a week earlier. So when that payment time will come, I make sure I give them 1 week notice to do it. And then when the property comes for the handover, I make sure I'm doing the snagging. So I assign a company, they will go do the snagging, make sure the property is in the perfect condition. And then I'll sit down with the client by telling them, okay, now this is the rate on the long term, this is the rate on the short term. Pick one, which one that you're happy with it. Once they decide, we go either way. If they want to do short term, we start the process by registering it in PDCM. We get the permit for it. We do property insurance. We do the furnishing, and we start renting it on short-term rental. If he wish to have it on long-term tenant, then we do the same. We take the money on their behalf. I pay the service charges on behalf. I transfer the money for them if they live in Europe, and so on.
Who handles all these requests? We need to change something in the contract. Is contract signed? Yes or no? Send me the invoice. Change the currency in the invoice from euros.
Of course, I do have a team of almost 50 people that they handle all of the admin stuff. But when it comes to
do you put them directly in touch with the client?
Of course.
Tell us more about this journey. So the deal is closed. Now you tell that in case if there is any questions, please speak with Jessica. Is it how it works?
No. Whatever they need in terms of questions, they will ask me. But what I'm saying, when we do the proper admin stuff, the paperwork, I do have a team that manage all of those. So the client bought the property, he paid an installment. After 2 weeks, for some reason, he was like, Anthony, I cannot continue. I want to sell it. Like, no issues. Give me the POA. I will do everything. Rather than me having to talk to them, do a Form A, then do a permit, and do a listing and all of this stuff, just give me a power of attorney, I will do everything. Once I have the offer, I present it to them, offer accepted, we sign it, and we do the same.
So you're still involved in each and every...
Absolutely, you cannot leave totally, but for all of the annoying stuff that we hate to do, I do have a team that does it, but I still meet people and I show them exactly. And whenever they are in Dubai, regardless if they want to buy or not, I take them out. As I told you, we become friends. It's not a business relationship anymore. In some cases, I have properties way more than my investors. So I'm telling you, we just meet each other to make sure we still have the connection. They are updated on what's happening. I make sure that all of my investors, they are on my newsletter. And the same news that we get from Gulf News, Arabian Business, all of this stuff, I make sure to rewrite it in a way more simplified way and send it to them on a weekly basis so they stay updated.
Through email or
yeah.
WhatsApp broadcast?
No, it's through email.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, and what is your pitch and what do you tell them when they are asking about potential appreciation, their returns, how
So I do follow the data a lot, and the way I do it, I follow Property Monitor. It's one of my favorite applications out there. If you guys don't have access to it because it's paid, you can always check the DXP Interact, which has the same concept, is linked to Dubai than the pyramid. And so what I do is I show the history of the area. For example, if you're talking about beachfront, I make sure they understand that the first project that was launched was Beach Vista. The starting price of a 1-bedroom was 1.2. Then it jumped to 1.7. Then last year or last few months, it was closed on 3.1 million. So I show them the history of the area, what happened in terms of appreciation, and what happens in terms of leasing. And when we're doing a comparable, whether we're talking about Port de la Mer or we're talking about Port Rashid now, I make sure that people understand what happened in previous area as an indicator to what will happen in the same area.
Okay, so in case if with let's say I'm your client, you told me all this, so what should I expect as returns. Yeah, that was extreme. Can you promise here as well?
Yeah,
Extreme?
if it's same comparable, yes, 100%. Like the last comparables we have done, it was Blue Waters beachfront area and Medina Jumeirah living. Okay, Medina Jumeirah doesn't have a private access to the beach and all of the stuff, but it also did the same appreciation. Port de la Mer and Port Rashid and Nikki Beach apartment are a different caliber, which they are doing different. They are still doing great, but they are not as wanted as what this side of Dubai is wanted right now. And I classify it into three categories: the flipping categories that you know it, the mid-term investment, which is 3 to 5 years, that I highly believe that Port Rashid and Dubai South was gonna do amazing in the 3 to 5 years. And then we have the 10 years investment, which is we're talking about a new master community being delivered in Dubai.
So anything before, like exit before earlier than 3 years, you don't consider and you don't recommend.
No, I recommend, but it will be a specific area where they can do that. Like I will not tell someone come flip buy in Dubai South. I will never do it, but I can tell them it's happening and the Bulgari, it's happening and the Jumeirah side, it's doable. So it's based on what they want from that investment. This is what I advise people to do.
When we have a lot of clients, a lot of transactions, there are always some clients and some deals that went wrong by some reason. Let's say the client can't pay the installment. There is an issue with the resale. You're trying to sell it. It's not going as well. The client starts to be angry. Quite often he blames agent in this. How do you handle such situations?
I had this case once.
Only once?
Once, yeah. When we were doing roadshows back in London. So I remember that I had the case, the family came and they picked 3 units. The payment plan was 25% and 75% on completion, which was in 2022, beginning of it. For some reason, the provider or the investor, he lost his job and he couldn't do the payment at all. And then he called me and he was like, I'm calling the developer to ask him, instead of me having 3 units, to take all of the money and put it in 1 unit. And they're not accepting. And I'm like, of course they won't accept. Like, you froze the stock for 2 years. You cannot ask the same. So it was like, you should help me, and do all of this. And I told him, I am gonna sell it for you. I'm not gonna make you any profit, especially that you still have 21 days or else it will be terminated. So I'm gonna sell it on the same price, get you your money back and get out of it. And this is what happened. Eventually he wasn't happy and he started saying the investment on Dubai is not good. And I made sure he understands it's because of his situation that this deal never happened and he never made money.
Mm. Yeah. Why do you think you have only one case like this? There is something different that you are doing. Whoever I know, there are quite a lot. Well, they face from time to time such situation, from something that was unexpected and unknown, and the agent is now right now under the pressure, like emotionally, from the client that something needs to be done. What are you doing different? Do you discuss such situation in the beginning of the deal? That
I think there's no barrier between the broker and the client. So the client takes it in their mind that this broker is working for me. He's the person I go to. Whatever happens with me, I will tell him and they will fix it. This is the expectation from the buyers. I think it's not properly managed from the brokers. Brokers need to make sure their clients understand that they are the specialist and they are giving them favors by sharing their knowledge without even asking anything for it. Most of the brokers nowadays meet with buyers. They never charge them consultancy, right?
Yeah.
Few people do it. I charge consultancy because I want to make sure that this person is coming, sitting with me If he cannot afford 1,000 dirhams for half an hour meeting, I'm definitely he's gonna afford to purchase a property. When I'm sitting down with this client, I'm explaining to them that when we're going to off-plan investment, there is multiple scenarios that might occur. One of those is, God forbid, for any financial reasons, you cannot pay your installment. Do you have someone to aid you in it? Can you take an international mortgage to pay it? And I understand it. And then I tell the client what are the good sides of buying a plan and what are the bad sides of it. And he will decide, and he will be the only person responsible for it. So he can never come to me in case he didn't pay his installment or whatever he's going through, tell me it's your fault. It will be my fault if I sold him a smaller unit or not the same view, or if I misguided him in any way. But if I am delivering what's on the SPA, everything will be on them. So this is what they understand.
So let's say such situation happen, I come to you, the property is, let's say, 2 million. Now I need to sell it. Well, first of all, I need to exit, and maybe I need to sell even in minus. But I came to you initially because, let's then take your profile right now. Maybe let's take you like a few years back. So you seem like a knowledgeable guy. I expect from you that you will be able to sell it, but you cannot do this for this or that reason. How do you remove this responsibility that the client right now puts on you?
Because when I sit down with the client, and if he's coming for a flip, if I told him buy it today, in 3 months I'm gonna sell it for you with 20% profit, this is my responsibility. I have to deliver no matter what, even if I have to buy it myself, so I don't damage my reputation. If I told him with 3 years, this 2 million will become 3 million, and he came to me after 6 months to do it, it's not gonna happen. I've already told them this, the appreciation will happen in this period, following the migration in the city, following the infrastructure in the area. So I am committed to what I promise you, but you have to be committed to your timing as well, or it's on you, it's not on me.
Okay, bro. And what do you think about the market condition right now? And let's say you have a small crystal ball, what will happen in the next year? We are approaching 2024.
Okay.
What do you think about the market in 2024?
It's still strong. I don't advise people to buy off-plan anymore and to freeze the money for the next 3 years and 4 years, because it's an absolute waste. The prices nowadays of off-plan, they are too high. And this is why I don't advise people to be buying, especially now we're seeing in Ras Al Khaimah, they're launching prices for 2,800 dirhams, which is kind of ridiculous. Yeah. In downtown you buy today, downtown Dubai, in the range of 3,000. So to be having off-plan for 4 years in that side, no. But there is lots of catches in the city, and there is still great deals. I'm sleeping on 1.2 billion of properties, which is I'm uploading 5-10 units every month that they still have amazing post-handover payment plan. So there is a lot of buyers, but the days that you just throw a number on a property just like that and to get an offer, yeah, it's not there anymore. It kind of steamed out. We've seen the Russian money has steamed out. There is still Russians, but they are the wise Russians, not the one that they just came and bought anything. So the market will stay in the same condition. We're seeing now they're projecting 5% capital gains in the year of 2024. I'm just waiting for it, because for me the Q2 2024 is the proper indicator on when we are heading. If we're gonna still be doing the same, or we're gonna start seeing a correction in the market.
Okay, then that's it from me, and I will now pass the mic to the audience. But before that, let's give once again a round of applause to Emily.
Okay, for your experience, 5 best of developers in Dubai.
Go for it.
To be honest, I always used to say that Emar is the best. I still say Emar, they are the best in terms of creating communities and entertainment. But when it comes to what they are delivering and the prices that they sold it, it's not matching. So for me, they don't hit the top 5. The top 5, I can say they are Ellington. They're doing really nice quality. Subha Heartland and Maidan, they're killing it. There is a small developer that I love their stock. It's called Iman Developers.
Amazing.
And they're
Very good.
doing crazy stuff. Like in the last project and the Oxford 211, I went to make a big deal, like 25 units. When I saw the show apartment, I bought it. I told them I want to buy the show apartment. I bought it. This was in 21, and now it has made 120% capital appreciation, and the rental, it's 1 bedroom, 110,000, which was crazy. Other developer I can speak about is Majid Al Futain, and if you go to Tilal Al Ghaf, I think it's one of the best villa communities in all of Dubai. There's no comparable to it, what they're giving. This is 4, right? Still need the 5th.
No.
Adar. And what they did in Abu Dhabi is really nice. And now they're moving their concept to Dubai, so which is good.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Gus here. Thanks, guys, for a super insightful discussion. Anthony, the question for you. So you told that you're now recommending your investors to offload off-plan a little bit from the portfolio that you gained for them. And I don't know if you have like a lot of cheerleaders for this point of view at the moment, because off-plan is kind of appraised here. But whatever. So what recommendations do you provide your investors to where they should deploy those capital to? Like what other projects or lines of businesses?
It's always in the real estate field. I don't take it out of real estate. But what I'm saying is like if someone that was having great time in 2021, they had extra cash, they just bought 20 units and their properties jumped 150%. It's not bad to offload 50%. From that 50%, pay your installment and you're still liquid. So for whenever there's an opportunity, I call opportunities the handover timing because in every handover, you always have, for some reason, 15% that they cannot pay their installment. They lost their jobs. They cannot take mortgage from the bank. So these guys, they need to sell quickly. If you're liquid, you can make crazy deal, like a really nice deal. So this is what I'm saying. Like now, since the market norm is extremely high, people shouldn't get greedy because if you're following the handover process until 2026, we do have 85,000 units coming in 2026. If the market doesn't absorb this unit, we are seeing a reversal. So this is why someone must be careful, especially when they are buying on this off-plan payment plan by just paying 10, 5, or 15%.
But like they planning to increase population of Dubai double. So what about this? What do you think about this? This is just a fairy tale and story, or it's?
Listen, since I came to Dubai, I learned something that these guys, they don't mess around. When they tell you something, they will deliver. And from this year, you can start feeling how driving is becoming annoying in the highways. The population is there, but it doesn't mean that the population can absorb a huge quantity of properties. So maybe you're having another million coming in the city. They don't have to be multimillionaires and billionaires. They will be just regular people who want to rent a property for 50,000 dirhams per year, working, making a saving. And this kind of properties don't exist anymore. Like nowadays, if you want to rent for 50,000, where do you go? To National City? Something on the Emirates Road. There's nothing in our circle diameter which is affordable anymore. So this huge shoot and the lease, if it continues like that, it can jeopardize the market. It's a possibility. It doesn't mean it will happen, but if it continues like that, yeah, it's a big issue.
Hi, my name is Julian. You talked about infrastructure and migration, and when we're seeing now they announced the Metro Blue Line, which is going into the Dubai land. Do you think that we're still going to see this huge appreciation happening in this region, in Dubai land especially, since people are now moving inwards, moving from downtown Business Bay area?
Okay, in Dubai land, if you see exactly what appreciated, it's not the apartments. It's not modern views, it's not the apartments in the Mark Hills, it's the townhouses and the villas. And why they appreciate it? Because we do have massive shortage of this kind of stock. For every villa you have in Dubai, you have 7 apartments facing it. So now it's gonna keep appreciating because the demand is massive, the supply is very low. But when the time that all of the Villa Nova will hand over, all of the DP properties will hand over by 2026, 2027, if I'm telling you, if our population is not mega and will not absorb this stock, we will see a reversal. We will not see an appreciation. But for the time being, any townhouse, any villa is going to keep going up.
Mo, I work in Clemson Porter. Thank you for your information again. I just have a question. If you were to gather all the experience that you gained throughout the years and you were a fresh agent in today's market, what would you do differently?
I would need to stand out from all of the agents. And how would I stand out? Just by being knowledgeable as much as possible. By doing what I did before, which is taking course, staying nights over YouTube, seeing what other agents are doing in different countries, and pushing myself to stand out. So today, you have public data, which is related straight to Dubai Land Department. You can get it from any application. Just make sure to memorize these areas. Number 2, which I do it till now, I work on international clients. I don't like to work on local clients. Reason being that I will be having to compete with lots of brokers. So some guys will offer them kickbacks, some guys will offer them other services to get the client. So what I will do, I will focus on the international. Dealing with international, you need to use multiple applications, and one of those is Google Earth. So when you use Google Earth, it's gonna give you a satellite view of all of Dubai. So when you do your Zoom call, you are the eyes, you are the ears of the client. Get the meeting with themselves, with his wife, whoever is the decision maker. Explain Dubai, give them that eye view, and then later on go into the property, into details, and do the sale. So this is what I will do, because I feel nowadays to get an inquiry from social media or from cold calling, this person will be having 7, 8 agents, and it will be kind of impossible to make money from that deal. Because I know that someone will start, this client, this agent offered me 1%, what can you offer me? It goes into a bid, and they will be eventually the only winner in this situation.
Anthony, I have a question with regards to your books. Congrats on your second one.
Thank you.
Can you share with us what is it to be an author, and what impact it has on you as a real estate agent when you have books? Maybe you get some extra leads from that, or well, definitely.
I have a better business card now. So you give your business card, I give the book as a business card. Author is authority, and whenever you have this, means there's credibility in some ways. So I did have a lot of people who got the book, they were investors, and then they loved it, and then now they are brokers, and they said this book was an eye-opener for us on how nice and beautiful our career is. And some people find it like it's so annoying, it's so hard, the leads are not in the proper, getting clients running around and having disappointment. But if it's done right in the proper way, definitely is guaranteed to make money. And my first book, the way I made it very easy. Anyone can read it, anyone can understand it, and implementing it. And I spoke a lot about the person you have to be in order for you to make it. If you want to become a millionaire, you need to adapt to a millionaire mindset. You need to adapt to their habits. You need to wake up early. You need to work out every day to keep your body like really energetic, that can give you energy until 10 p.m. Number two, you need to change the surrounding. Who are you surrounded with? With all due respect, I remember the story. When I joined the company, I didn't have any leads, but because I was a new joiner, I was hanging around with the new joiners. And whenever someone asked them how's work, they used to say the leads are shit. So whenever someone used to ask me, I was used to say the leads are shit, even though I've never had a lead back then. I didn't have a CRM. But in my mind, because that's what they are justifying their failures, I needed to justify. And I remember when I was next to the accounts, it was the first time I see a check of 125,000 dirhams. I'm like, wow, I'm running like a dog to make 3,000. Someone just made 125. It was a girl. So I used to always pretend that I'm on my mobile, just pass next to her to hear what she's saying. And then we started becoming friends. And I hanged out with all of these winners. And after a year and a half, I started making more than them. So that's what I'm saying. In the book as well, you will learn how to do this. And lastly, it's just like writing down your goals, seeing it, envisioning it, and working to reach where you wanted to reach. We speak about social media management, about time management, follow the cheese, get the money. And this was the first one. The second one, I made it too advanced. I speak about mass media, mass emailing, how to do email targeting from the emails, how to do your SMS blast, how to do the videos, how to target people, how to get yourself a landing page. I speak about lots of ethics that unfortunately we lost it in the industry. There is not much ethics as it used to be. And lastly, I speak about the human mind, like how to speak to a left brain, right brain, front, back, how to let go, how to loosen up. You know what I mean? And it's very important for people to understand the brain of the person in front of them, when it's too pushy and when they should actually push. And this is the second book, which is too advanced.
Got it. And then I have a question with regards to some of the tools that you mentioned, like SMS Blast, some ads on the Instagram. When do you think a new agent starts spending his own money on marketing?
They have to from day one, to be very honest, because there is no right formula about how to use the marketing. It has to be done everywhere. You remember when I told you in 2018, I kind of exploded. This is where I started closing 20 deals a month. Why that happened in that time? Because in the Q1, I was forced to be with 120 agents, and they were all stronger than me. And I'm like, how I'm gonna destroy them? I learned myself how to do the email marketing, how to get a GoDaddy account, and it was from YouTube. And I started learning how to put the images, and I started blasting these emails. And it reached a point where me personally was making almost 30% leads higher than the company who's sending 10,000 emails. So I was sending 2,000 emails, which was the free version, but it used to convert a lot. I used to get people, if it's not matching for the same project, I used to cross-sell them, but at least generate the interest, know that this person is interested.
Amazing. By the way, guys, whoever will post a story and tag Anthony and really will give 3 books to 3 of you who will participate in this.
Much more.
And brother, you have one of the strongest courses for the real estate agents, and I believe for the audience it will be interesting to know more about it. Can you tell about it, please?
Of course. So I do have the online course, which is a 50 pre-recorded video. Anyone can take it. You can listen to it. It's a lifetime access. And then I do have the advanced one, where we teach specifically getting clients, how to manage them, what to sell them, what to offer them, all of the applications that we use in our field. So this one is done through a Zoom call, one-on-one. It's 4 sessions per month. Each session will be 2 hours. So this is done through Zoom, and there is the pre-recorded one.
Amazing. Guys, if anybody has like really Please.
My name is Lily. I'm from DDA Real Estate. So actually, I have 3 questions to make, so I even put it down. So firstly, as far as I understood, like you were saying that, of course, we should know all the market, but we must be specific in some areas.
Get specialized.
Yeah. So my question is, like, when it comes to more or less new brokers, like until maybe 3 years of experience, like how would you recommend to specialize in?
It's your heart, it's your mind, it's not me. So for example, are you a person that is really good with numbers, or you're a person that's good with a couple? So you should see yourself where do you fit. To be very honest, I've been doing this for 9 years. 8 years I was doing purely off-plan. 1 year, which is 2023, I'm doing the secondary off-plan. So I'm still selling off-plan, but from a hand to another hand on a premium. I've never seen myself great dealing with a family because they make me crazy, especially the mother-in-law, that they will change the mind of the people. The deal can go up to 4 months instead of 10 minutes. So I didn't see myself doing it. I saw myself in off-plan. For you, it's your experience. You know what I mean? It's like, are you good with numbers or I'm good with people? Depending on it, you can pick what you can flourish in.
Is it realistic, like, to specialize in luxurious properties whenever you are a newcomer?
Yeah, it is. What was the name of that guy that made the killing on the pond? Conor
Bro,
McKelly.
but
Yeah.
Conor is a pro. It's like, but the film is still.
But Conor started when? 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah, and those were not the best days of Dubai. So he had listing of 40 million, 50 million, and people used to call him crazy. I mean, like, people can barely pay 2-3 million. How you listing these properties? And when the market moved, he made the killing. So it is doable, but it's always the right timing for it. Are you ready to be handling this kind of clients that they will come to pay 50 million, 100 million? Do you have the same mentality as them? Because people will deal with people like themselves that they can relate to. So if you have this very sweet, nice, shy character, and then you have a shark coming, maybe it's not the best fit for you. But however, you can train to be getting this kind of clients and how to speak to them. If you understand their mind, usually rich people, they love time. They love their time. They don't like to talk a lot. They don't like even to meet lots of people. If they meet one person that has the expertise to handle everything, it's happy days for them.
Like now, I think we all heard about GCC tendency to also rise up in some real estate things, especially Saudi Arabia. They want to be the best. They want to beat up Dubai, the UAE. So what do you think about that?
I think they're 50 years behind.
Yes.
What was your video on the cityscape?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
They're easy 50 years behind. Don't worry about it. So there's nothing to compare. Actually, the most comparable to us is Bahrain, because now they're doing mega project. People, they're moving lots of companies over there, avoiding the corporate tax. So Bahrain is a 1-hour flight from here. There's not even VAT, maybe 5%, but there's no corporate tax. So the big companies are moving there as headquarters, but they will still run their operation in Dubai. And all of the Gulf, there's nothing to compare. It's not only the Gulf. To be very honest with you, Dubai is not comparable to anything.
Everybody knows that sales actually takes a lot of efforts, emotional, psychological energy and output. Like whenever you feel a little bit of tired, how do you refill yourself with an energy? Like how do you get away with the burnout?
So let's say if a day comes that I wake up, I'm not in the perfect shape, I don't go to work. I go to the beach, I relax, I read a book. I make sure to let go of all of that bad energy from me, because if I'm gonna force myself to go to work, I'm not gonna be productive. I'm gonna fight with most of the people. I'm gonna sleep, wake up the next day feeling terrible. So I will take time off as much as needed for me to make sure that when I come back, I'm putting in 120%. So don't feel guilty about it. If you're not there, don't work. It's okay. If the company forcing you to work, say it's okay. There is what 8,000 companies now in Dubai.
Something like that.
Yeah, so it's like there is always opportunities everywhere. Just make sure that your mental health is the most important. Because if it reaches a point where you really hate the industry and your colleagues and your competition, you will start hating yourself. So you come first before any money.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Guys, do we have time for one last question?
Yes, thank you very much for very interesting things. I have one, maybe a little question. I don't know, maybe it's, how to say this?
Say it, don't worry, ask it.
A question, it's, don't have a right answer, but what do you think? When you work with referrals, when you work with partners, how you calculate the commission you are going to share? 50-50, 20,
20%.
Huh?
It's always 20%.
20%?
Yeah, I don't pay more than that unless if that person who's referring me is working with me as well. So if he's putting down the effort, then I'll split it same as I'm dealing with any other broker. But if someone just telling a person, call Anthony, he will help you, they will take 20%. And 20% is not an easy number. There is an author, speaking of books, that someone I met in an event, and he started following my social media. And from my social media, he knew the toughness of the brand. So he referred me someone that bought in the Damak Bay by Cavalli, and I just gave them 200,000 dirhams, just like that. And whatever he does in his life, he doesn't make this money in 1 year, he just made it by one referral. So this is why I emphasize on making sure that people can learn about you before meeting you. So this is why, as a priority, work on your socials. Don't worry about what people will think, because end of the day, no one is paying your bills. You are the only one doing it. And instead of you being reliant on a portal, make sure that you have a free tool, which is your phone, and most of the applications are free. Create something where people can relate to it, and eventually they will come to you. Sorry for the question, where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
You're from Russia. So do you feel that there's a lot of Russian in Dubai, that they're telling people why they should buy in Dubai? What's so amazing about Dubai? How is our banking system? How is our golden visa? There is not much. There is few, I'm sure, but there is not much. So there is still massive room for someone like you as a new joiner to be the new face, telling people why they should be in here and how to facilitate them coming in here. You need to be a problem solver. You need to tell them how to move their money to Dubai, where to put it, how to get their golden visa, how to get their bank account, how to diversify, and how to make money using the properties. So there is room for it, and you should start doing it as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Anthony, thank you so much for sharing your time with us and sharing your knowledge and expertise. We highly appreciate it, and thank you for your support of Really. Thank you, brother. It's really good that we have a chance to get some new information, new knowledge, but guys, you need to remember that the most important part is to use it. And maybe the best thing that you guys can do is implement what you have heard today. And I believe Anthony will be very happy to hear after a week or two that I got that advice from you, I implemented, and I got the result. So please share with us your successes, results that such meetings brings to your life. And thank you so much once again for joining us today.